Hey there, how's it going? davidinark here, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for 5 million views. I can't even wrap my head around that. I have to thank you. It's all because of you. Whether you're a brand new viewer and you're just now popping in, or you have been around since the beginning. Either way, thank you so much for watching, for checking out the channel, seeing what we're doing here on davidinark. And I just have to say, life is funny. So I've got a video recorded. I just have to edit it. But I've got a video that I recorded that was listing out 3 main things that I'm doing wrong with my channel and how I'm not playing by the YouTube game. And believe it or not, the number of views is part of that. And I don't know, I may put it out, I may not. It's a hopefully an educational type video that talks about some of the things that I should be doing with my channel, that I'm not doing with my channel, things that I've learned and should be doing, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, when I logged in to check out my YouTube analytics, I had the congratulations, you got 5 million views. And I just, I'm blown away. I really am. And thank you. I mean, I started this channel. It's been, well, technically I started it, way back when YouTube was a brand new thing and everybody was just tossing content up there because nobody knew what to do with it, or very few people anyway at that point. But I would say roughly 10 years ago, I started uploading consistently, and primarily turned this into a gaming channel, but also kind of a whatever I felt like doing with it channel, which is pretty much what it is today. I mean, yeah, most of my content is BeamNG, especially lately, but I'm not afraid to throw other stuff up there. I don't mind throwing other stuff up there, and some of it lands and some of it doesn't, and that's the way it is. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you guys helped me hit 5 million views. And I don't know. It's so hard to wrap my head around that many. It's not, and I understand, many people, well, I'm assuming that many people watch several videos repeatedly, especially some of the tutorial stuff that I do, because that is the nature of it, right? You're going to watch this tutorial and take whatever it is to heart, but then come back to it, presumably to either pick up on something else, or you're going to come back because you watch a portion of it that gets you where you need to go, and then other stuff comes up and you come back and you watch the next portion, and so on. And each of those counts as a view. So I can't remember what the minimum length is, but in any case, the point is that my videos, that you have viewed my videos 5 million times. And I'm absolutely blown away. And you have to forgive me, I've yet to figure out where I'm supposed to look with this webcam. I have a little dot, but I think when I look at the dot, it makes me look like I'm looking up. I'm not looking right at the lens. This is me looking right at the lens. This is me looking at the dot. This is me looking at me in the video. So I don't know where we're supposed to look. So forgive me if it looks like I'm all over the place. And I'm definitely scatterbrained. And of course, I'm checking to make sure that my stuff is recording and everything's going on. I suddenly feel like Geo Wizard. Am I recording? Yes, I'm recording. I just want to thank you again for helping me hit 5 million views on the channel. And it's amazing. It's been a wild ride. For those of you who don't know the history, and I'm going to get into this a little bit, and come along. It is well worth this. It really is. But if it's not your thing, then thanks for watching, and fast forward or whatever it is you're going to do. I appreciate it. But if you don't know, I actually started what I call my serious content uploading. Serious. But when I really started being consistent in uploading, it was actually because of a dare from my nephew, who challenged me to start a YouTube channel, or start uploading games to a YouTube channel, because he was going to start a channel and he wanted to see who was going to do better. And I don't want to say that I'm doing better per se, but I've been doing it pretty much nonstop ever since. And I'll be honest, I'm not even sure he uploads anymore. So, hey, it was something that stuck with me, didn't really stick with him. And that's perfectly fine. There's, there's a whole bunch of interests out there. So, there are a lot of people who start a YouTube channel and for lots of reasons end up, abandoning that path. Why it has stuck with me, honestly, I'm not sure. Well, yes, I know why, because I have fun doing it. There have been times where it wasn't, it was a bit of a challenge, or sometimes, just things get kind of bogged down or life gets in the way. And so you kind of have to monitor and adjust. But at the end of the day, I love making content. I love sharing the content with you. I love getting the feedback, reading comments, all that stuff. So at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about for me. So I started uploading. I think technically, I can't remember the first game I uploaded. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was actually like Battlefield 1942, like the original, the OG, 1991 version or whenever it came out. And that was just a test. I was playing with Camtasia at the time, and I was just trying to figure out how it worked and what it would or wouldn't capture. And the first official game video that's on the channel, if you go all the way back, is Wreckfest. I did a whole series of Wreckfest where I did what I called King of the Mountain, and it was me against AI, and I went through each of the stages of opponents. And this is going to sound really weird, but I picked the one of the arena maps, and it was just like a free-for-all demo derby. And I started with one opponent and 2 and 3 and all the way up to the 24 other opponents, and I was king of the hill. And it was just a weird series of things to do. And in fact, it wasn't even called Wreckfest back then. It was called Next Gen Car Game. But so much fun. Oh, so much fun. And then discovered BeamNG somewhere in there, because I think the second video even is, or maybe somewhere in there, is me playing BeamNG. And oh my gosh, I had this horrible headset with this awful microphone, and it's so funny to think back then, and then quickly, progress through some things. Right now I'm using this Yeti microphone, and it's fine. I'm sure one of the things that you've picked up on, especially, I don't know, it seems like lately, it's picking up a lot of pops and a lot of the buzz and, all that kind of stuff. And I'll get it figured out eventually. But you know what? Hey, we're along for the ride. It's fun. But started playing BeamNG, and for a long time, I was uploading 2 videos a day. I had BeamNG in the morning, and then I would release whatever other content I felt like making or releasing. So sometimes it was American Truck Simulator, or it would just be Would You Rather, which I'd like to get back into that. We haven't done that in a long time. But anyway, whatever the other content was, I would have for my second video of the day. And I did that for a long, long time. And then really my channel was blowing up. It was going really, really well. And then the big algorithm shift of 2016, I want to say, right around November, October. A couple of things happened with my channel. One, the big algorithm shift that killed a whole lot of channels, and it pretty much did mine in. It was a hard thing to get through, especially when it first happened. A lot of us, we didn't understand what was happening. We didn't understand the changes, and then some folks adapted very easily to it and very readily to it, and everything was good. I did not. In fact, I was pretty angry about the whole thing, and I made several vlog style videos about it. And then also around that time, I was playing around with some more vlog style videos. Like I think I did a video where I posted from a trip that I was, a business trip that I was on in Washington, D.C. And every single one of those videos landed horribly. And so basically I had fallen in a hole and just kept digging. So it's been a nice slow climb back out of there. But ultimately at the end of the day, I do what I do and I have fun. And so I know one of the early things that I did, we did a lot of collabs back then with folks who, like one of them was I did a whole series of map editing for BeamNG with High Def, who now actually works for BeamNG as one of their devs. And so that was so cool. I can't tell you, especially me, I'm an old man. So for me to be able to collaborate at all with someone who, and he's in England, so I'm in America, and so we had time difference and we had all this other stuff that we always had to work out with our schedule, and but he knew so much, and he was teaching this old man some new tricks, and we had so much fun. Or I did. I'm assuming he did. Maybe he did. I don't know. But anyway, we had so much fun learning how to make maps in BeamNG and create things and move things around, and then so to see the progression of him playing around in BeamNG, teaching me BeamNG, and then ultimately landing a gig with BeamNG is just, it's awesome. So kudos to High Def for sure. But, and we've done other collabs over the years. I can remember, of course, a lot of you, if you watch BeamNG and you have for a while, you're probably very familiar with YBR. I never did a collab with YBR. That would have been awesome. But, I watched his videos a lot, learned a lot from YBR, learned a lot from NeoLogical. And I can remember when Neil and I would sort of exchange back and forth. We never really collabed until later, and I'll get into that in a second. But I can specifically remember when he hit 100,000 subscribers, and what a awesome milestone that was. And then it blew up and took off from there. And so he's just been awesome. NeoLogical is phenomenal. And I've been very blessed with being able to record some episodes with NeoLogical and Komodo Gaming, which that blows my mind. I'm like, wait, what is happening here? And so for a while, while my time permitted, and this is all on me, it's just my time, my schedule, as it permitted, I was able to get in, and unfortunately, it hasn't worked out really much since then. But so much fun! Oh my gosh, I love gaming with those guys, and that whole other crew that has the different multiplayer BeamNG maps, and they've got a whole Discord, and the BeamNG guys, so much fun, very cool. So that's one of the highlights. I mean, it really is one of the highlights of doing this over the last 10 years. And I didn't mean to turn this into a retrospective at all, but I guess I'm old. I'm going to wax nostalgia. Okay. But just so much fun, and the things that I've learned, and what's really been important to me, and it was really impacted me, is that some of the things that I've learned from watching other YouTubers, and the things that I have learned in terms of editing and graphics and titles and thumbnails, I've taken that into my career. As a matter of fact, I spent nearly 30 years in educational technology, and just a few years ago completely changed paths, and I'm now a PR communications director for a local school district, where I take a lot of the skills that I have learned with my YouTube channel and I use it for that. But then I also take the skills that I'm learning for that job and applying it to my YouTube channel. So it's a nice symbiotic kind of thing going on, where one thing plays off another. And it blows me away to think that all those years ago on a dare, I decided to start uploading content, and now here we are, 2024, September of 2024, and I'm at 5 million views. My biggest, and I can't remember how many videos I've got now. It's got to be close to 3,000 or more. I just upload anything all the time. But I will say, the one thing that is I don't know what the word is. It's the one thing that sticks with me, as they say down here in the South, it sticks in my craw. It's just, frankly, it's my subscriber count. It really bugs me that here I've got all these videos and you guys have been watching tons of them, obviously 5 million views. And, as I'm recording this, I've got a little over 16,000 subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of you. Please do not think I'm discounting that at all, because it amazes me I've even got that many. But by the same token, it just seems like logically in there somewhere that number would be higher. I really had hoped I'd be well over 100,000 by now, just because, and I know it's a dumb little thing. It's a dumb little thing. I would love to have the 100,000 subscriber YouTube plaque. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not so sure I want one now. I mean, yes, I'd like to have one, but I don't know if you've seen the news about YouTube plaques, but they've shrunk them considerably. I think they said 30% smaller. Well, yeah, but that 30% is huge when you compare the old ones with the new ones. Anyway, I digress. And ultimately, I'd still love to hit that milestone. But the truth of the matter is, if I don't, I'm going to be okay. I really will. And it's because I know you guys are out there. I know you, and I'm saying you guys because I know, lots of people are watching this, but you specifically, you're watching right now by yourself, or if you've got somebody hanging around with you, you're watching, and I appreciate it so, so much. And one of the things that has kept me going, frankly, is that the feedback that you guys provide, that you provide when you leave a comment, and especially a positive comment or constructive criticism about a particular video, I take that to heart. I don't know. It's just over the years, I've had some folks who, for one reason or another, they've left us, and they were part of my community, part of our community, and we've also had folks that have come along that we didn't know anything about, and they've made an impact on the community as well in one way or another. So it's been fun. It's been interesting. And the comments that mean the most to me are the ones that are left by the folks. When you leave a comment and I don't know, a video impacts you in a particular way, helps, especially the tutorials. If a tutorial helps and people are and you're responding back and you're saying, hey, thank you so much, this helped a ton, awesome. Then that really impacts me. But it's a really weird thing to be on this side of the microphone, on this side of, in this case, the camera. I don't do a lot of camera work anymore. I did a lot of camera work in the early days, but I don't really do camera anymore. And I don't know if that's something that you think you're like, yeah, you should be on the camera more. Let me know, or don't ever get on the camera again. You can let me know that too. I'm good. I'm a big boy. I can take it. But anyway, so I have a podcast that is mostly audio because, as a friend of mine said, eye candy for radio. Anyway, but where I'm going with all that is that when I get a comment that really hits home, that this small thing that I'm doing impacts somebody in some particular way, and I don't know, makes their day a little brighter because I do a goofy video, or we talk about something silly, or I'm crashing cars, or whatever it happens to be. I never in my life dreamed that is where this could possibly go. Like I said, and I've said several times even in this video, but it started as a dare, and I just wanted to throw stuff out there. And so the fact that a video touches you in a particular way is just, it's very humbling. It really is. And it means a lot to me. And a lot of times that's what keeps me going. That's what's kept me going over the years. So, if I do this for another 10 years and we're at 30,000 subscribers at the end of those 10 years, I'm perfectly fine with that. And the reason is that even if you're not a subscriber, but you leave a message and I know that somehow my video is helping in one way or another, I'm going to keep doing it because I'm having fun and I just feel like I'm able to do this when so many folks either can't or won't. And I want to say this. I want to encourage anyone and everyone. I really do. It's almost like a ratatouille thing, right? Everyone can cook. Everyone can make YouTube videos. And a lot of people will say, you know, I have nothing to say. People aren't going to watch. They don't care. Your story is your story. And if you can tell your story, share your story, your experiences, your life, the things that entertain you, the things that make you laugh, the things that make you cry, there are people out there who are going to come along for the ride. And believe me, I know, because you have done that with me, for me, and I appreciate it so much. And this is way longer than I thought it was going to be, but by the same token, it's not nearly enough time to tell you how much I appreciate and thank you so much for watching. I want to thank everyone who has ever supported the channel in some form or fashion over the years, whether it's subscribing, whether it's liking and sharing, whether it's jumping on the Patreon, whether it's being a what's the word for it? I don't know. Whenever you join the channel. But thanks so much. And even if you're watching, if you're not doing any of those other things and you are a viewer and you come back and you watch, or this is your first time, thank you so much. And I appreciate it so much. I'm davidinark. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Oh, we'll see you next time.